Hey, what's going on, Joe? There we go. Tell me
Hey,
here.
are
Tell
we
me
on?
the
Are we
we
on?
are.
Usually we have um a second or two of like the no nos on the show tonight. How's the lighting? Is the lighting okay?
You look great. You look very good.
That's good. Um,
You always look good.
Most of the time, I'm excited for tonight. I haven't seen Jay. I think since my wedding. Um, I'm excited to have him on and talk about some of his cool books. Uh, Always liked what he collects. He's always looking for a pumpkin cover. I think he has the whole Chili Willy run now, so he's done with the Chili Willies.
Yeah, I thought I collected bizarre stuff, but I think Jay has me beat in terms of what his collecting habits are.
Yeah, yeah, and I think he just recently started. I mean, I think he's been working for Harley for close to 20 years, and I think it's been within the last 6 or 7 that he started collecting. But that's coming up. We'll be able to talk to Jay about that. What is going on with Robo Picto this week?
Um, I got 3 computers.
That's it.
Yeah, I got this one. I can't pick up this monitor, and then I got my main one. We're running a lot of screens today. I'm not
A lot of
convinced I
screens.
want all of them, but we're gonna keep going. I know that's not new this week. I've had 3 computers for a while, or it's not even 3 computers. It's 2 computers and one extra monitor. But what's new in Picto, Joe? Let's see. We did Noob Report, and we did that was Clipper City Comic Con, and we did Little Giant Old School Comic Show, which that goes without saying, an absolute gem.
Yeah. What? Let's start with the. Well, I guess I wasn't there for either of them. Let's start with Little Giant. What were your thoughts on Little Giant? Did you have a good time?
Well, Little Giant is the best show of the year. It's tough because Jason sets the bar so high with that thing. I think it's the best show in the Northeast easily. Personally, I think it's the best show in the country, and that's you and I having been to really all corners of the coasts. I've never done anything in Seattle area, but I've read enough bad reviews about Seattle that I can confidently say that Jason's show is the best. Um,
Both the show and the area of Seattle, I feel like you get just bad all the way around.
It's funny. I'm looking at this. Why don't I just put you on this screen so I can look ahead? Yeah, I mean Jason's show is easily the best show. But yeah, you're right. The reports of Seattle is that I don't really think you need to be there. I think you're if somebody writes an entire report in the guide, you report that Seattle sucks. I can confidently say that Seattle probably sucks.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, Jason's show was honestly exceptional. It was a very good show. Brought out all the stops for it as he always does. Rolls out his red carpet, had his VIPs sell out. Pretty
I love that he actually rolls out a red carpet. I think that is
yeah, for
pretty.
him it's all about. I mean, it's not that it's all about optics. It is about optics, but it's also about the books. It's also about the show itself.
Yeah,
Uh,
he does a real good job of not just. Well, I mean, his I think his goal from the start was to make a true comic book show. I think that's really what he wanted to do. As we've known, he's literally kicked out cosplayers.
yeah, which
So,
I appreciate that about him.
yep.
I like that kid a couple years ago. He had like the eight arm spike,
He was some Carnage
which
cosplay.
I thought was a great cosplay. Hilarious, but I like that he was like, get out of here, or
Yep.
take it off.
Yeah, and the kid did. The kid walked around in the bottom part of his Carnage suit, and
Oh, yeah.
but he's recently just started allowing some more vintage toys in. But I mean, if you go to everyone's booth, it's nothing but comics. That's all it is. It's every booth is comic books, and I feel like we've talked about it a little while. Shows are kind of more going that way. When you do shows like that as dealers, it's a lot cheaper. The costs are a lot less. Whereas when we do like a big like New York show or San Diego, the cost is just so crazy, and it does bring in buyers, but you also you're paying for Norman Reedus or et cetera, et cetera. I can't even name another celebrity that goes to these like big shows, but like you're paying your booth cost is paying to have some of those people there, and whereas have that kind of cost, our booth is cheap.
It's named for it's absurd, and to me, for Jason to, I think Jason's show is interesting because it's really getting to the point where unfortunately, I don't think Jim Shooter has much time left on the planet. I think that Royer's slowing down a little bit. I think Al Milgram's slowing down a little bit. I think Steranko's slowing down a little bit. So you're seeing these guys, the legacy guys, start to age, and really the last batch of Silver Age Marvel creators it's unfortunately death waits for no man. It's coming upon us, and for Jason to kind of get all those guys in a room and to really rally around the thing that they created is just something else,
Yeah, and like you said, you're not gonna really have that too many more times, just because like you said, I think Royer is not, he's not going to be traveling, I think, nearly as much.
The funny story about Royer is I got to talk to him for a little bit, and he was he was, I mean, he's a really sweet guy. I didn't realize how nice he was, and that was the first time I'd ever really talked to him. But because I went up and just introduced myself to him, because I figured this, I'm not sure how many more shows he's going to be at, but he was saying to Jason, I'm sure I can share this because he Royer told me, but he was like, yeah, no, I told Jason, listen, I know I'm not Stan Lee, but I can't make the flight if it's not first class. I'm now to the point where I just, I can't do this economy. It's just, my body is aching too much. And, Jason was like, absolutely. Of course I'll fly you out first. If it means you're going to come to the show, I'll fly you out first class. And so, to get those guys there and for them to still want to do it, it was like Royer was like, I want to do it, but I need to be comfortable on the journey there. Because he came from, I think, Oregon. He had like a 12-hour layover in Seattle, which is funny.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
But I mean, to go to the show is something else, because it means that the show actually really means something to the creators as well.
Yeah, of course. And I'm sure they like hearing from real fans. It's funny that like if Mike Royer showed up to like San Diego, as much of a legend as he is, I'm not sure like people are even noticing him as they walk by, because
there's a line outside his booth. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's just crazy. I remember that was the way where like the end of Wrightson did a Boston show, no line, people were walking by Bernie Wrightson, friggin' legend, and
that's criminal. That is honestly,
it really is. Yeah. So then you were at Clipper City, or actually you made a Lunch Money comics video this week too, talking about Plastic Man 39. You almost sold them.
Look at that. Then that makes me almost like a quasi celebrity, because
you're like a quasi YouTuber now.
Yeah, no, that's okay. That's don't ever say that ever again. Don't ever say that ever again. That's very funny. Yeah, there were a couple of I like that you can find those videos in the wild. I know we've gotten text at shows before, like, hey, I just saw you on a live stream, which I think is hilarious. But I've gotten that Matt's texted us, hey, I just saw you on some live, and it's nice to know that everyone's watching. It's crazy. You're kind of always potentially on camera at these shows, because there's guys guys are filming there.
It's just constant. It's wild with the amount of just people in the hobby now. Like that, I mean, part of it is not that editing YouTube videos is easy, but like it's so much easier to do something like that nowadays than it was even 10 15 years ago. It just doesn't even exist.
Platform for it too. Yeah, exactly.
But now we got to find another Plastic Man 39, which you bought. You actually traded a guy for that Plastic Man 39, and now it's all over like social media because of Lunch Money. And you should have pulled the trigger. That book, I've never seen that book before.
That I think we had 195 on it, and I want to say it was a 3035 CBCS.
I think it was 25, but yeah,
25. I mean, that was a cool book, quality. I thought that cover was. We got a lot of questions about it. We've been sending that book for a little while now. It's probably been 4 or 5 months.
Yeah. With Rare Golden Age, and you're a Golden Age collector, if I find a Golden Age book that's under, that's around that $200 range, and I think it's a cool cover, I just buy it, because
no brain.
There's a chance that you never see it again.
Exactly, and the odds that guys haven't seen it is, that's enough.
Yeah.
We've always joked that when there's very little on the census, it's either I feel like we crack this joke every week. It's like either guys just don't care about it, or it is incredibly scarce. And like the Plastic Man, I would argue that was just a scarce book.
That's a scarce book. Yeah, it's a very cool book.
Um,
Anyway, so on to Clipper City. How was Clipper City?
I'll cover just the end of Jason's really quick.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, the show went really well. I'm trying to think of, you looked at the sellout sheet. Did you see any trends on that? The show was moving so fast that honestly, I was barely processing what was moving.
No, I didn't really notice any trends. I mean, we always seem to sell a lot of Silver Age Marvels. I mean, that always seems to be like on the top of the list.
The book that stood out was GL87.
Yeah, was it asked for a lot?
Yeah, it was asked for a lot.
Yeah. Did we happen to sell the copy? I know we had a graded copy.
Well, we had a graded and a raw, right?
I think we might have had a raw too. Yeah. Did
we
sell both of them?
First John Stewart, because 89 is the Speedy issue, right? The Needle issue.
No, that's 85 and 86.
85 and 86. Isn't we sold the raw? I think we still had the slab.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of guys are asking about that book, and they were asking if we had it.
I'm gonna guess that they must be speculating, or I mean, it could already have made news, but with James Gunn and the DC Superman's coming out, I know Guy Gardner is in the Superman movie. I think Nathan Fillion's playing him, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So I don't know if they're speculating that maybe we're gonna get another Green Lantern, and it's gonna be John Stewart, who was again he's my favorite Green Lantern is John Stewart. Love those Justice League Unlimited cartoons. So that's it, and it's a cool book, cool cover. Neil Adams, Denny O'Neil, that classic run. So that's not really that surprising. You also said Bronze Age Horror was a big hit.
Yeah, it's funny because we've noticed that trend over the winter. Really, I feel like a lot of guys in the lives have been asking about Bronze Age horror books. But yeah, we were getting. I mean, it was constant. Do you have a Bronze Age horror section? And we sold a ton of that. So
yeah.
And again, it's tough because you can find the high grade stuff. I mean, people aren't really interested in the low grade stuff. It's really because it's Bronze Age, you can get it high grade still kind of cheap. So
yeah, I mean, even like 9.2-ish books sell for between just varies obviously between the issues, but you can still get some issues in like 9.2 for $150.
Yeah.
Obviously, the earlier you get, when you get a classic issue or the Swamp Thing prototype, those books are more high in demand than anything else. But I think one of the things, and we've talked about it, is like the superhero Bronze Age horror books. So like Marvel Spotlight, Swamp Thing, those ones are not at the same level as like some of the other Bronze Age horrors, and I think those are something to look out for in the coming months. Is those really exploding?
That's a very good point. Joe, we got a couple of comments. Are you following along in the chat, or you want me to?
No. If you want to, I'm going to pull it up here so I can have it. But if you want to start,
just Andy T. Fish. He's definitely inquiring with Jason's show. He said, I think he needs to expand to JR and the Cuberts and artists of that level, which I think that's probably his next. I mean, after these legacy guys, not necessarily pass, but decide, listen, I can't make the travel anymore. I imagine he's going to expand it to two guys like JR and the Cuberts, because that would be, I mean, that would make that show, knock out.
Yeah, I was thinking of other living legends, like Jim Lee or McFarlane. The problem with those guys, I think they're even more expensive than like some of the legends. Like to get Todd McFarlane or Jim Lee at a show like that, I think I don't want to speak for Jason, but I think that's even too much of a price to pay to have those guys there. But
I have heard
of JR and the Kuberts. I don't know about the Kuberts, but JR does a bunch of shows, and I feel like that is more.
I feel like you and I've had enough conversations with people now that you can give this information out. And I'm sure you could obtain this, but I think Jim Lee is on the absolute bare minimum, a $60,000 appearance for a day.
Yeah, which just seems pretty crazy. I mean, then you're back into like and again, I don't know like what Norman Reedus charges, but like I feel like now we're back in we're paying for Jim Lee to show up to the show, and that could help with sales. Definitely helps with sales more than a guy like Norman Reedus. Which again, is Norman Reedus even relevant anymore? Is he still acting? Is he in a dumpster now? Like what do we know anything about? And I don't mean to. Seems like a good guy. I just one of those flash in the pan kind of thing. Once the Walking Dead dissolves, I don't know how much work he's getting after that.
Yeah,
I'm hoping he's getting work. I don't mean to,
this is Daryl from The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this guy looks like he's playing like AC/DC now or something.
Okay, well, that's cool.
Yeah, that's a good question because I guess he was probably the the guy for a while, right?
Yeah, I felt like he was the. I mean, I think maybe before COVID, he was one of the most talked about celebrities, anyways.
I mean, The Walking Dead was it was gigantic. It's honestly unreal how big that was.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I agree with him. I think if you can get guys like JR and the Kuberts, and I'm sure there's some guys that were leaving off that, worked in the 80s. I mean, Bob Layton. I don't know. I think Bob Layton does some shows.
Was Bob Layton not up there?
Was Bob Layton up there?
Bob Layton might have been up there.
Okay.
But regardless, yeah. You're absolutely right. It would be neat to get that caliber of guy up there,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, John Byrne, Walt Simonson.
Yeah.
Let's see. Jon Stewart's confirmed, Joe.
He is confirmed.
Yeah, PC Seattle Comics says Lander TV series confirmed. Jon Stewart confirmed. And then Bronze Age Barbarian said Misty All in Chicago, which I guess that leads us into Clipper City Comic Con.
Clipper City, yes.
Josh Almond, if you guys are familiar with Josh Almond, he's a buddy of ours from the Northeast. Actually from North Carolina.
Yeah, I believe North Carolina, yeah.
North Shore area. Yeah, Josh has been putting on. I think Josh is kind of the sole, promoter for Clipper City, and is it Clam City?
Yeah, I think it's Clam City. Yep.
Clipper City was in Newburyport, Mass. That was on the North Shore this past weekend. It was a nice little one-day show inside of a microbrewery called Riverwalk Brewing. Shout out to them; they were really sweet. And then he put on in Ipswich, Mass, also on the North Shore. That was Clam City. That was back in the winter. So I mean, Josh is killing it with those kind of small shows. I think he's getting a good crowd to go out. You and I know we went to that Ipswich show back in, I want to say November, December. Maybe it was January.
It was February, but yeah.
Jeez. And that crowd was nice. I think we had some snow here, and that really kind of, I think, might have deterred the crowd from going to this past Saturday. But
it's funny because there was snow at the last at Ipswich. Remember there was a snowstorm.
But I think it was predicted,
Yeah, this one wasn't.
Out of left field.
Yeah, only in New England will it snow on a Friday, and then on Sunday it'll be 65 and sunny.
Yep. Yeah, I mean the snow was gone that night. It was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was overall a good show. We brought a smaller setup. Brought a couple of skateboard decks. A lot of interest in those, and yeah, it was overall solid. A lot of ask for Golden Age of that show. A lot of ask for Golden Age horror. A lot of pre-code.
Cool.
So,
and we didn't bring all of our pre-code stuff. We thought it was going to be a lower budget, so we brought some more cheaper stuff.
I think it was a slightly smaller show, but it was still solid.
Yeah, and then this weekend we will be at WickedCon at the Westin.
3 shows in a row. Westin Seaport. Yep.
Westin Seaport, and free admission to
courtesy of Landry Pop Auctions.
Yeah, which I don't know. I feel like they're not doing a good job of promoting that it's free admission, which to me is a big seller there. Because if you're thinking about going to the show, if there's free admission, I'm in. It's like getting dad to go to the movies. If you can offer him free popcorn, he's in to see whatever you want. Yep. I'm in to go anywhere if it's free.
Popcorn and snow caps. On their website, it is, they do kind of blast that tickets are free.
Okay, all right. Well, that's good. So maybe I'm just mistaken. I just feel like we had a couple guys reach out to us and ask us, is this show worth going to? And, when we told them that it was free admission, I think that really pushes guys over the limit.
I think you're right. I mean, if the option is because parking in Seaport's an absolute pain. So if the option is parking, but you don't have to pay to get into the show, at least it's only pay for one of the two things.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah,
we'll be there with the whole setup. We got 2 booths Do you have the booth number? I can
We
pull
have
it
one.
up.
We have one booth.
We have one booth.
One booth.
Okay.
We have two booths at the Nashua show.
Okay. Let me get the booth number.
Do we have the booth number?
Yep.
Oh, fantastic. It's in the ballroom. Years past, it's been in both sides of the Westin, but I believe they compacted it into one ballroom now. So we're actually in a row of other comic dealers. But Joe Fish will pull it up for you.
I am I'm pulling it up as we speak. So that's this Saturday, 10 to 5. Again, free admission. We're bringing our whole setup, so it's going to be a great show. We are. That's funny. I had us the other day.
Yeah, they'll be able to find us. It's a small floor plan.
Yeah.
Joe's gonna keep looking for it for you, but so yeah, we're excited about Wicked. That should be fun. Obviously, we're gonna bring a slightly extended setup than what we had this past weekend.
Yeah, sorry. I was looking under the artists, and I don't know if you know this, but we're not artists.
No, we are not.
No. We are in booth 515 and 516, so it is two booths.
Oh.
515, 516. Oh. We're in the back left corner, I think.
You lied right to my face.
Yep. Who did? Randy?
Yeah, so we had one booth for this one. We had two for Nashua. But,
yeah, I mean, it looks like we have two. It says 515 and 516. So
no doubt there.
Yep. What else going on, Adam? I hear that we might have an auction starting on Thursday night.
We do. Give me 1 second. I'll pull up Shortbox.
It's another Shortbox auction. This is our fourth Shortbox auction. Going to be a lot of raw books. Probably about 75% raw books. Everything's starting at $2 again. So going to be some good deals. We're adding a few more books. I actually added this. We're going to be auctioning off one of the Chamber of Chills 23 reprints, which, guys, we are running low on all of these. We did a major deal with another vendor, and he bought a bunch of them. So we only have 1 Tomb of Terror left, around 10 Weird Mysteries left, about 12 Witches' Tales. So if you guys are interested in these, definitely pick them up on the site. They're $20 for this one. They're $25 for all the others. But one of these will be up in Shortbox this week, starting at $2. So you might be able to get a steal on that one.
All right. Let me share a screen with you. Let's see. There we go. All right, primo. Let me close this up a little bit so we can take a closer look at it.
Rick Rock, Adam, I just have the comments pulled up. He wants to know when we're coming back to the West Coast for the awesome coffee. No plans to go back to the West Coast as of now, Rick Rock. So we certainly won't miss the coffee there. Andy T. Fish says he needs a drink as well. He likes a lot of salt on his popcorn.
That's
and then he was pretty close. He said we were booth 516, 517, and he got one of them right. 515, 516 at Wicked Con this weekend.
All right, primo. So for the Shortbox auction, again, shipping from Shortbox, it's $15 for one book, graded. $15 for graded books. It is $8 for raw books, and then it's $1 for each additional raw book. Actually, they're grading. You know what? It's mostly raws. If you're buying graded, you're paying just a couple extra bucks in shipping. But overall, this the Shortbox guys are great. We absolutely love them. We had Kev on for the last Picto Friends, and that was neat. We got to discuss just the last auction end with him. But for now, Jay, you want to just kind of fly through these, what we have up there for at the moment?
Yeah, absolutely. So kind of a nice mix here, starting with the Marvel Collector's item 11, which we got Hulk 6, FF 16, I think TOS 51, and then I don't know what Strange Tales that is.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I think I'm 3 for 4 there.
think you're 3 for 4. But you know what? I got the. You know what? The books are right here. I'm gonna take a quick. I'm just curious now.
We always push these. I love the Marvel collector's items, the Marvel reprint books. This is just a cool way of reading that issue that you're missing in your run as a kid.
I think it's Strange Tales 120.
What's that?
I think it's Strange Tales 120.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, when I was on the couch last night and you guys were and we were watching Daredevil Born Again.
That's right.
It was Sujin's birthday. Happy birthday, Suj. Shout out to Sujin. It occurred to me that I want to put together a run of fantasy masterpieces so I can reread the pre-hero stuff.
I think again these are cool. The fantasy masterpieces are cool because they start with some of the pre-hero stuff as well. I know Boom is in that. But yeah, these are just great. Square-bound books, cool stuff, tough to find. And this one's pretty solid if I'm not mistaken, Adam.
Yeah, I think I was putting this in like the 6070 range.
It's pretty nice. Detective 575. This is McFarlane. Yeah.
The cover is not though, right?
No, I don't think so. But I think it's McFarlane Interiors, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, I believe McFarlane did here too. And you said this book just sold in 9.2 for like $80 or something. Graded, right?
Last sale I think was August of last year for like $89 and a graded 9.2.
So it just seems like and it's no surprise the McFarlane Batman covers. And again, I know this isn't McFarlane cover, but the McFarlane Batmans are really starting to heat up after the 423 is just insane. So then guys are trying to find other ways to get some cool McFarlane Batmans, and this is definitely one of them.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Again, these start this Thursday, April 17th. I want to say at 10 p.m. I put another preview teaser. I put another teaser up on the IG, but I think it starts at 10. Ends Saturday at like 7. I think bidding starts at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, yep, that sounds about right.
Daredevil 112.
Andy T. Fish says it was a Alan Davis cover, and he said that shoulder holstman placement is hilarious. It certainly is. Try and run around with a gun just tucked in right there.
That's funny. Yeah, that is funny.
Yeah. Alan Davis, not a gun carrying member of the NRA. Next up, we got Daredevil 112. This is a beautiful copy.
Liberal. This is an absolute gorgeous copy.
I think. Did we call this like a 9.2 or a 9.0?
I was calling it a 9.2. Absolutely gorgeous color on this. Really nice gloss. This book, as I was grading it, I was taken aback by.
Yeah, it was really stunning. I know you showed me this one. Really great color, nice gloss. Cool book there.
Sarunch on the spine. I think there's like maybe 3 or 4 minor ticks. That's the worst of it.
Cool. Sorry. No, I got nothing. What do you got?
Yep, you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
That's funny. That cut out for a second. Cap 209.
Cool Cap 209. Yep. Mid grade looks like here.
Kirby
run.
Yep. Is that MODOK in there?
No. That's not MODOK, but I think MODOK's in the story.
Okay. Interesting.
This is a great Kirby run. When Kirby's back at Marvel, just really great stuff. This is one of the. I actually read this story when I first got back into collecting. I read this whole Kirby run and Cap, and it's fantastic. It's wacky, but it's fun. I
should give this go. You know what issue you started with?
I don't know, but I have the trade I can let you borrow and you can read it.
Yeah, I would absolutely take you up on that.
So again, all these start at $2. Like I said, a lot of raw. If you want to just go through, Adam, I'll stop you if I see something that we should talk about.
Yeah,
that
whole 187. That's a neat book.
Yeah, and it's again another high grade, 9094.
I do really think that this batch, Joe. I think we put together a pretty solid batch for this auction, and I know that we only have maybe 30 to 40 books up right now. We're gonna add another maybe 30.
Yeah, we'll add another 30 by the end of it. I have a Daredevil 111, which has the Hulk 181 ad. I'll be putting up,
Oh hell yeah!
along with some other. We're trying to stick with some higher grade raw stuff. I don't think we've done any more really high grade raw stuff on Shortbox, so we're gonna see how those do over there.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah. So Marvel 2-in-1, which is cool. Another high grade book.
Another high grade book. Yep.
Great Man Thing cover.
Great CC Beck Shazam cover.
Yeah, really cool. This is mid grade, right? This one's not one of the high grade ones.
No. The cover looks nice. I think there's a little bit of creasing on the back cover, and then just a couple of spine ticks. But overall, like you can kind of see it actually in the. I'm not sure how clear it's coming through the feed. But this is a nice black cover. The color is really rich. It's really deep.
Yeah.
Oh.
We're back at the top.
Yeah, we went back to the top. Teen Titans 38.
Yeah, that's a cool one. I like when they put the characters on the side there. This Journey to Mystery, again, another high grade, I think.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Really, the greens really pop. Nova 1.
That's a cool book. Silver Age Marvel, Jim 112. That's 121. Sorry, we haven't had a 112 in a while, actually.
Dyslexia's kicking in.
Yeah.
I always like this Jimmy Olsen cover.
Yeah, Kirby's run on Jimmy Olsen.
I am sort of taken aback by that. That Kirby goes when he goes to DC. He's like, just give me your film, give me your worst title, and it's just nuts that the guy who basically I would argue creates the Marvel universe at least 50% of it. He ends up working on Jimmy Olsen. Like it's just it's weird on that
Yeah.
The timeline of events, but TOS 98.
Yeah, classic Cap Panther cover here, and second to last issue of TOS.
Oh yeah, yep. Yeah, it turns to Cap 100, right?
Yep. Cool Neil Adams. Early Man Bat, like fourth Man Bat?
Yeah, 407.
Yep. Just a cool one. That actually would have been cool to have at the wedding. I should have grabbed that one at the wedding.
It would have been, yeah, it absolutely would have been.
I had about 4 comics displayed at my wedding. They were kind of goofy cartoon wedding books.
Do you remember which 4?
It was a Hot Stuff.
You had a candy in there, didn't you?
Yeah, we had a candy. Yep, I still have them. One of these days, maybe I'll do a blog post about which ones we had at the wedding.
Good. I think you absolutely should. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Avengers 14, early Silver Age Avengers.
Early Silver Age Avengers, a little bit lower grade. I want to say it was like the 3.0 range. Had some discoloration on the back, but it's still like structurally, it's a really solid book. It's a nice reader copy. Marvel Spotlight 19.
Son of Satan.
80-page giant 9.
It's a cool one, and it's got some classic stories in there.
I think we got a couple of Invaders books that they were processing for this one. Man Thing 18, high grade
Gil Kane cover, which is cool.
Yeah, that thing is absolutely neat.
Yeah.
Wolverine 75. This was a part of a small modern collection we picked up not too long ago.
No, and I think I'm gonna pull it up on Key Collector app right now, but I think the Wolverine 75. There was a reason I gave you that one. Oh, Wolverine's claws are revealed to be made out of bone, not adamantium.
Look at that. A little keratin action, huh?
That's right. Another Jimmy Olsen.
Yep, 135. FF92. Again, reader copy grade, but still solid.
There are some slabs in this auction. I know there are. I just listed them.
No, you didn't send them to auction.
I didn't send them to auction yet?
No. You posted them, but you didn't send it to auction. And
funny.
I figured the reason why you were maybe waiting to do it.
No, it's all saying pending auction start. All the slabs I did.
Even if you scroll to the top.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. They're at the
go.
bottom.
Yep. That X-Men Classics is a double cover, which is cool.
It is a double cover, which it is noted. What I told you earlier, what I'm going to do is we're going to be taking some interior photos of all these books, and we're going to try to see if that that kind of helps
out. Yeah, I think that's a good call.
Jungle Action number 20, another high grade book. All right, Joe. The slabs, actually, I think you listed all these.
Yes,
X-Men
slabs. I finally got my scanner to work, and I was able to list most of the slabs.
Well, lay it on me. X-Men Deadly Genesis number 1.
Yeah, this is just a variant cover. If you just keep scrolling down, I'll there's a couple I wanted to point out. The Harbinger Zero is pretty cool. It's a tough book, and it's a 9.6. That was I think you had to mail away for those zeros. I know Ruben knows for a fact what you had to do, and I'm sure that he'll let us know. But I forget what you had to do for the zeros, but they weren't the easiest to come by. The number zeros.
He is in the chat, so that should be able to.
Yes. Yep.
Should be able to. Andy Fish bidding opens Thursday at it's 10 p.m. on Thursday.
And Kid Victory also said Kirby used an idea from an Outer Limits episode for that Jimmy Olsen story, and Andy T Fish wants to know which episode. I also want to know which episode. That sounds like kind of fun. Kirby definitely inspired by a lot of stuff that was going on in media, like the Psycho House and FF94. I think has always been really cool.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Bidding does start Thursday. I don't know if you said that, Adam, but it starts at 7 p.m. on Thursday. Again, Chamber of Chills is cool. This is out of 154. It's got newsprint paper. That we're going to start at $2. We just figured it'd be kind of fun to have a color variant mixed in there.
That's not good. Gonna have to wait 1 second.
That's all right. We'll hold. Everyone, please hold.
Fill the void. This is actually going to get stuck on, Joe. You just want to? I mean, I feel like we talk about it. Give me the shorthand on this Chamber of Chills 23. What is it?
Oh! This is a bit.
The reason why
you should have started it with that's not the regular cover.
My mouse just died.
So that's funny.
I can't scroll anymore.
Yeah.
It'll charge in a second.
Yeah, I'm not worried.
Lay it on me.
Color variants. These are RoboPicto exclusives. You can only get them at RoboPicto.
Not necessarily.
Well, I mean, you can only get them.
You can get them in the aftermarket, though.
Now you can, yeah.
Yeah.
So we are limiting these to the year they came out. This one came out in 1954, so there's 154 copies of these. This particular issue, this is number 6, Adam, in the line.
Yep.
Number 6. We only have one copy. We've done Tomb of Terror 15, Chamber of Chills 19, Weird Mysteries 5, Witch's Tales 25, Beware 10, and then there's one more that I can't think of. Chamber of Chills 23. Yeah.
Chills 23.
There's 6. We only have the Chamber of Chills 19 is sold out. That's been sold out for months. Guys keep contacting us, asking us for copies. We don't have any more copies. We can't make them. We throw away the files after we make them, so no more are being printed. The Tomb of Terror only has 1 left. We have around 10 of the Weird Mysteries left. The Chamber of Chills, because we printed more of these, we have about 100 or so of these left. But yeah, so they're exact reprints done on newsprint paper, so you get the exact reprint. The only thing that's different is the cool mist color, Pictovision color there. Anyways,
that was a good short pitch.
Yeah. I like when you we need to have like a signal when you're gonna ask me a question that you're setting me up for. Yeah, perfect.
Teen Titans Go 36. I actually like these Teen Titans. I remember flipping through these as a kid and, at the comic shop, and I always dug the art. But son of a bitch. You're right back to the bottom. Careful, if you're prone to seizures, then look away from the screen. All
right, so the Spider-Man 2099 I want to talk about. It's a CGC 9.8 with white pages. Just a cool book. I know this is really kind of blown up over the last couple of years. I feel like this was a book you could find all the time, and now it just still comes up, but now it's really getting some respect. So this is a 9.8. Again, everything's starting at $2. I love the Shroud as a character. I think that's a cool book.
Hmm.
It's a nice looking 8.5. We sent most of these in, so this one I thought was like a 9.294, and it got an 8.5. So sometimes you miss at CGC.
Hulk 397. That's a great cover.
Yep. And then I think there was one more. Oh, the Ultimate Spider-Man 3 is a cool book.
9.2 white pager. Well, what is that? 20 like 15.
I don't have it here.
Oh, that's funny. I probably have it up here.
I brought all the things up there. I like to keep them all organized. So when we 2011 on the Ultimate Spidey.
I like to keep them all organized. So when we lose them, we can just say that they move from one place to another.
And then the last one, Adam, there's a Teen Titans Go number. There it is.
Yeah, 23.
This is a cool one. This is the first Red X in comics from the TV show. This, I think, is the most popular Teen Titans Go book. Shortbox has it. Let's see if they...
There's actually no FMV on here.
Oh, there is no FMV.
No, it doesn't.
I think last time I checked, I think 9.2s were selling for about $250.
Okay.
On the Teen Titans Go 23. So
this is one I'm definitely going to keep my eye on. I'm curious what how it's going to perform. Yeah. There's no fair market value on it.
Certainly a cool book.
Astonishing Tales 31 is great, and then that's all we have for now.
I think that's it. Like I said, we're going to be adding. I got a couple of books here. We're going to be adding Daredevil 111. This is the first Silver Samurai, and it's got the Hulk 181 ad. And then New Teen Titans number 2. A raw copy of the first Deathstroke is going to start at just $2. This is about a VF plus 8.5 copy, but scans will be going up. I'll probably have this up tonight, so that's going to be one of the certainly a highlight book for the short box auctions. You want to keep your eyes on that. All right, over to the website. Also, Adam, did you send the link over to Jay?
Jay, yeah, I'm gonna shoot him a text, Joe, because he's not in the back room yet. I know he said that he was gonna be here around 7, but I just want to make sure he's good to get on and whatnot.
Yep, that's cool. I could if something happens, we can always just tell Harley stories I could probably tell Harley stories for 4 hours and still not have enough time.
I love it. There's definitely enough to fill the void.
Oh yeah. All right, so up on the site. First up, we got FF48. This is just, classic book. Guys, I feel like everyone's asking for this one right now. This is cracked out of a 5.0 case from CGC. So
yeah,
CGC 5.0 label.
I foolishly didn't I didn't scan the label. I should have scanned the label.
Oh, that's all right. You can just add it in after.
I mean, it was a CGC 5.0.
Yeah. Yep. So that's what we called it. Did Ted create that shroud for you? That's funny. Can't speak ill of Ted.
Oh, that is gold.
Yeah, no, this is first Galactus, first Surfer. Just a cool book. This is a book that I always thought was underrated, and it finally a couple of years ago really just blew up. But I mean, before this was not really looked at as a book that was a huge key.
I do really like this cover. I think Galactus is yeah, I don't know. There's something about his gigantic head. And then
the Watcher's gigantic head.
Watcher's gigantic head, rather.
Yeah. Jose would have been a good Watcher.
Jose would have been a really good Watcher. I'm shocked he never did that.
Yeah, because he struck me as a guy that would love to just walk around in a toga all day.
Yeah.
And that seems like an easy cosplay.
Yep.
He loved the easy cosplay. He loved all cosplays, but he really loved the easy ones.
My favorite. I mean, I thought his Mole Man might have been the best.
Well, and that one was easy. He only had he had his cane. It wasn't a lot of bulkiness to it.
He had his suit, and that's really all that he needed.
Yeah. But anyways, just a great book. First Silver Surfer, first Galactus, Kirby Sinnott at their peak, really. Just really cool stuff there. Again, cracked out of a CGC 50 case, so $11.75. But if anybody's interested, you can always make us an offer.
Yeah, we have a submit an offer option on the website too. It's right in the first floor, right at the top there. So it's the contact form. It sends us an email. But if you ever want to make an offer on the web, you can use the phone numbers at the bottom. You can even do mail order. If you want to call and order something off the website, you can call or text Joe or I. And you can order it that way. You can order directly off the website. You can submit an offer through the website. You can drop us a message on IG.
Yeah, we're really 2025 kind of men. We want to make it easy as possible. If you want to send us a letter saying, "Hey, I'd like to buy the FF48," we will send you a letter back saying it's yours. Send a check here. We've done that with guys before.
We want to make it as easy as possible, and I need to keep buying groceries. So whatever you need. Yeah. Joe, the Spitfire Comics 132. I really like this book. Recently added this. You know what's funny is there's very little information on this.
I was just gonna say this is one of those that probably has 3 graded on the census, and I think it's twofold here. I think not a lot of people care about this book, but I also think it's a really scarce book, and that's why there's not that many on the census. I think it's a combination.
I think you're absolutely right.
I'd be shocked if there was more than 5 of these graded.
Yeah, this is from Elliot. Yep. I want to say there's only 2 issues in the run. I think there's 2 issues. Yep. Fire 132 and 133. I'm not sure what comes after it.
I don't know either.
But I always thought it was Fiction House, and it's not Fiction House, but it kind of looks like it would be.
It looks like a late because it's a little shorter than Fiction House, but they did that on the later ones.
Yep.
It definitely has that Fiction House feel to it. That's for sure.
Yeah, so I really dig this book. I've always thought that was cool. It's actually relatively cheap. VG minus 3.5 for 130. Definitely a cool war book there. Joe, other latest editions. What tell me you want me to stop. I just did one, now it's your turn.
Well, the House Mystery that you just passed by, that's a cool writing book. Yeah.
Yeah, VG plus 4.5. Yeah, these bronze
are only $52 for a great rights in there. That's a cool book. Also, Adam, I don't know if you want a quick pop over to the blog.
Yes.
But the blog has the championship. Our bracket championship winner was the post today, so we could actually talk about that.
Yeah, and actually, Jay just said that he didn't get anything in his email, so I'm going to send it back over to him.
Okay.
Let's see here. Picto Daily Digest, and the winner.
Can I send him my link, Adam? Can I forward him the link?
Yeah, you should. That should work.
Okay, I got it.
Wait, so Detective Comics 31 won the bracket.
Yes, it did. Yep.
Well, that's key.
Yep.
How many votes did we get in March Madness, Joe?
Overall, I don't have the final numbers overall. We had about 150 people vote on the championship.
Oh, that's
which
fantastic.
Was the most that we've had. And we had guys. I was a little late getting on the getting the championship together. It was the championship game was House of Secrets 92 versus Detective 31, and I said I was going to get it up last week. I didn't end up actually getting it up until later on last week, but we finally got it up, and guys were begging to know what the final results were, so I figured it would be kind of fun to have it on the blog today. But Detective 31 beat out books. It was in the Golden Age bracket. It beat out Crime Suspense 22. It beat out some classic Golden Age books like Suspense 3. Even Surfer 4. It didn't technically beat Surfer 4, but House of Secrets 92 beat Surfer 4, which I know was a lot of guys' favorites. I'm shocked Surfer 4 didn't make to the championship. I thought that was going to beat out House of Secrets 92, but
for the amount of that book gets, Surfer 4 specifically, I am shocked that it didn't make it. It didn't make it through the next round.
Surfer 4?
Yeah, it didn't win the championship rather.
Yeah. Yep. The final four was Detective Comics 31 versus Crime Suspense 22, and then Surfer 4 versus House Secrets 92. You can find the whole bracket and the matchups on the blog. If you go back a couple of weeks, we had it up. Maybe I'll add it onto this blog post so guys can actually see what the matchups were.
I'm not disappointed by the results of the championship. Like I'm glad that it wasn't a junky cover that won. I'm glad that, you know, all of the loyal following has good taste.
Yeah.
Boxer Girl, I think that's Freddie. He said, "I can't believe the Crimes EC didn't win."
Yeah, he was shocked that it didn't beat Detective 31.
Yeah, which cover was that?
That was the Severed Head, the Johnny Craig, the classic one. I mean, probably the most classic pre-code horror cover. I mean, I would say Crime 22 is the pre-code horror, pre-code crime, pre-code horror book.
That's funny. I think I'd actually argue that one. I think I might be up for debate.
Yeah, what do you got?
Well, I mean, I really like you know, it's funny because when it comes to numbers of the EC covers, I always get them all confused. The one where he is about to he bought his wife the casket and he's about to take
Horror 35.
Vault of Horror 35, where he's gonna take. I think that is a good one. But no, I guess that's fair. The Crime Suspense 22 is like him holding the head is kind of wild.
Maybe you know, we should do a Christmas card this year. Maybe we can do Vault of Horror 35 and we'll draw Strawn, who's the wife in the scenario.
Wear the dress. I like that.
Wear the dress.
Yeah. That is great.
Yeah.
Joe, did you send it over to Jay? He just texted me.
I did.
Okay, excellent.
So text him back and tell him that it should be coming from my email. If he doesn't get it, then we'll have to get him on a different way. Yeah, so that was a lot of fun. That was a lot more work than I thought it was going to be, putting that whole bracket challenge together.
Well, I think that you also, if not mistaken, you did this all last minute, and I think the next year we talked about maybe putting a give it allotting more time beforehand so we could prep for it.
Yeah,
we're maybe building a formal bracket and all that jazz. Paul Morris checking in.
Hey Paul, what's up, man?
Yeah, I think maybe like building, optimizing the bracket so it's easier for you to update it. I think that'll be mint because you definitely decided last minute we would do it, and I think that you know, given the time we had, you absolutely killed it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun doing it. A lot of late nights putting the matchups together. But yeah, you're right. We might not do covers next time. I know what actually inspired this was one of my first years at Superworld. Jose and I did a mascot bracket, and I don't know how we did it. I don't know if we did it on Instagram, or I don't know how we decided who voted. I can't. Oh, you know what? It was probably on Twitter. I think we did it on Twitter polls.
Oh, aha.
Yeah, I think that's what we did, and we were actually inspired by Barstool or I don't know if it was Barstool. No, I think it was Barstool. They did a villain March Madness bracket one year, and Jose and I loved it because Shooter McGavin was really pushing for himself to win. He had like a Twitter account. There was some Shooter McGavin Twitter account that was like trying to get people to vote for him in the Barstool bracket.
Oh,
that inspired us to do a mascot bracket, and we had a lot of people voting that too, which was a lot of fun. So maybe next year we'll take some ideas. Anyone have any ideas for a new bracket? Let us know. A lot of guys love the cover, so maybe we'll just do another cover one, and we'll just do all new covers. We'll do 64 new covers.
I love that. I wasn't ignoring you. I'm sorry. I was just texting Jay. Jay's about to hop on, so we'll be up in a second. Joe, what else we have on the blog though? Just as Jay tunes in.
Yeah. So Mondays was just a free comic. The free comic was from Chamber of Chills number 23. Dust. So it was one of the stories from there I pulled. So it's a 5-page story, which is pretty cool. And then you wrote on Fridays on the blog, we do a movie review. It started as a horror movie review, and it's kind of stays in the horror category. Although you had one, and I just you didn't go horror. You did The Big Short.
It's funny. Well, I want. It's because you Friday morning had something to go do.
I
And
did,
said,
yeah.
hey,
I forgot. I usually write them Thursday night.
hey, can you put up a blog post? And then I watched The Big Short the night before. So I mean, when it comes to Picto, I think that we're still covering all corners of pop culture. It doesn't have to be exclusive to.
Oh yeah.
But listen, as an aside, I'm gonna plug The Big Short for like the 19th time this week to everyone I've ever met. The Big Short is an exceptional film. It is absolutely amazing. I loved every second of that. I think it breaks down the housing crisis of '08 like really, really simply. I think it's easy to understand. It's Ryan Gosling, Steve Carell, Brad Pitt, Christian Bale. They kill it. They absolutely kill it.
I'll certainly give it a shot now.
But without further ado, we'll go from The Big Short to, I think Jay is in the back room, Joe. Jay, give me a nod if you're good to go, or give me a thumbs up. Give me some sort of, yeah, that's a thumbs up. Attaboy. All right, Joe, anything else we got to cover before we bring Mr.
No,
D?
I don't. I think we're good.
All right, we'll minimize. Nope, we'll minimize this. We'll stop sharing screens. All right, here comes JE.
Hey.
Hello. Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up, man? How are you?
Hey, how are you guys? Long time no see.
I know. We were just talking about how it was weird, Adam. I don't know if you know this, but Jay didn't go to C2E2 either.
Oh, Jay, you didn't?
No. Harley took Tommy and Dougie and Sister by Glenn. So I gotta stay home that weekend.
Oh, no way.
That's nice.
Yeah, I think that was a win.
Oh yeah, because I think the three of us have all experienced the hell, which is doing C2E2 loadout too many times.
Yeah, they got out okay. I think
that's good. I remember
it was so dark, but they got out like at a decent time, but it's still like a 4-hour drive back home,
Was it 2 years ago that you two were in cahoots and you guys both drove down the pathway where everyone walks?
Was it 2 weeks or 2 years ago?
I think
Jay and I were both told by some promoter that you were never coming back to this show.
Yeah.
We both went back next year, so.
Oh, it's C2E2?
You
is that where we got in a fight with Brian?
Yeah, remember they told us don't pull down there, and then we just
I remember.
I just remember I was at the booth and I saw Adam pull down, and I'm like, perfect. This is great. And then you were behind him, Jay.
I think I told Adam to go.
Yeah, and then a promoter came up and stopped you, and I didn't know it was you in the van, and I was like, oh, that poor bastard. He's getting told to go away. And I was like, that was Jay. I was like, oh, I would have actually gone to help if I knew it was Jay.
I would have started yelling at that guy.
Us, along with the Reese boys and Dale, all have kind of like a handshake agreement that we all help each other try and get a decent spot
right
for loading out. If once you're in the line or up there, then it's a free for all. But we're all kind of helping each other out. I also remember one time at C2E2, Dougie left the car running and his battery died, and he was outside. He couldn't even get into the booth.
That's reliving that trauma again.
Yeah.
It's like everybody's blowing by Dougie. Oh, Dougie's like, oh, I'm close on the front of the line. And I was like, okay, cool, you get in early.
He was like 4.
Can't trust Dougie not to fall asleep in the van.
Yeah. And
Jay, do you know about our annual run-in with the Reese boys at like some rest stop in Indiana that we kind of religiously like run into them at?
I vaguely remember hearing this story.
Yeah, so it's been the past, I mean, except for this year, obviously, it's been the past like 4 or 5 years of we leave Chicago and we end up stopping at the same exact rest stop. So we end up
never planned. Never
planned.
Oh, that's so funny. Because they get out so quickly.
They do. Yeah. Usually they're there before us and they're like leaving as we're getting in, but we've seen them there. Yeah, at least
that's so funny.
2 years in a row.
Yeah, Austin sent me a picture the other night and he was like, miss you, and it was him and Chase at that rest stop eating burgers.
That's great. I love it. Yeah.
Jay,
I don't remember. Do you guys remember Tech?
No.
Oh, so it's funny because Jamie, I think, randomly stopped at this rest stop, and we were so happy when we were there, and he goes like, Tech has a very distinct walk, so you can see him from miles away that it's him. And like Jamie just rolls in here with his truck, and he's like, "That's Tack!"
Oh, that
And he rolls up near us, and he's like, "Hey guys," or like, "What's the odds of you seeing Jamie at a random rest stop
that's
going to a con?" Yeah.
yeah. Well, and,
That is-
Jamie doesn't actually
Well,
drive too
right.
often. Yeah.
Right.
So like that's pretty rare in and of itself.
That's a rare occurrence. You see Jamie somewhere like that.
I remember I saw Bob Storms at a rest stop that I think the first trip me and my dad took to Chicago, and Bob Storm, I'm using the bathroom at the urinal, and I look to my right, and there's Bob Storms using the urinal.
Oh,
So we
that
kind of
is
walk
so
out together. We
funny.
wash our hands. We're walking out. We're talking, and I remember catching up with my dad. He's like, "Are you making friends in the restroom with old men?" And I was like, "No, that's Bob Storms." He's like, "Oh, thank God." He was very concerned for a minute.
Joe meets men at random rest stops. Learn something new every day.
That's the first I ever heard about that one.
Oh, man. Shiny Buckets, no Gorilla Gras tonight. And then actually, Death Knows I'm Angry. John is checking in. The tales of the road we can all tell.
Oh yeah. John's definitely up there too. He understands it. He maybe drives.
He probably understands more than we do sometimes.
I was gonna say, only person in the world that drives more than we do is Angry John. Oh,
I think he always gets a short end of the stick with TC.
oh well, and then Jamie too.
And then be the second passenger for TC sometimes.
Yeah. Yep.
Jay, were you sad to miss C22 this year or no?
Yes, I know. Like, since you guys weren't there, it's less fun. So, like, I'm okay missing that show.
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, it was weird not being there and seeing some pics and stuff of the show, but
right.
I definitely didn't miss load in or load out there. It's one of the worst.
See, that's what I can deal without the load in. It's too hard there.
Yeah, it is, and they make it just too complicated. They can make it a lot easier, but they don't.
It's almost like New York, It's like those are the shows I just don't want to deal with.
Nope, I hear you.
Well, yeah, Jay, you weren't. I don't know if you were watching earlier, but Joe and I were talking that it seems like a lot of shows are going towards like comic guys are going to start rejecting the big shows because I mean you know how it is. They like the promoters don't really care about right. they care to get you in the door to get you loaded in. They don't care about when you load out. They don't.
No, they don't.
No mind you, but
no, because now they've made their money. They don't. It doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
So Jay, real quick for anybody that doesn't know, how long have you been doing? Are you who do you work for? What do you?
Oh yeah, for Harley. Man, when I was like 16, even before I had a driver's license, I did shows on Harley in the summer when it was like Wizard Chicago. Yeah, that was one of my first shows.
So 16, you're now in your what? 34?
Oh man, I'm way older than that. We won't discuss numbers.
So it's been a long time. So if anyone knows Harley Yee, you might recognize Jay. Jay is really Harley's right-hand man.
I think everybody at the convention knows my name because Harley's always shouting my name.
Oh yeah.
It's like people I don't even know probably know who I am just with Harley shouting at me.
They might not know who you are, but they know that there's a Jason Yee that
there's some guy named Jason that's getting yelled at other shows,
That is fantastic.
It was disappointing to not see you at Little Giant. Harley was there by himself. Dougie was asleep most of the time.
But I don't know.
I would assume that.
Yeah.
It's probably was like that in C2E2, I would think.
Yeah.
How does he just even when he is the sole employee, he somehow just doesn't show up?
It's wild. And Jay, you work harder than anyone else in the biz because you got Harley who takes more naps than anybody I know. Although Ted gives him a run for his money.
Ted has to be close.
But I've always had.
He's also babysitting. Like it's two different jobs.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Dougie's always got some adventure up his sleeve. Like he wants to go to some garden that's 4 hours away, and that we have to leave right now to make it.
I'm sure Dougie went to some orchid place in Chicago. I can almost guarantee it.
Yeah, I don't know how you do it. The Harley crew is always unique. That's for sure.
You never know what you'll find on Harley's booth, and you never know what you'll see.
No.
You can see Harley throw FF1 across the booth. You never know. Right at you.
Wasn't it you that got them on the road for Heroes last year? Didn't you show up to Dougie's house?
Oh,
and they
I went to Harley's house.
Like,
I had to go pick up books Yeah, Harley's house. I go, what are you guys doing there? It's like Wednesday in the middle of the afternoon, like, setups on Thursday.
Setup is 8 hours away, and you guys are 16 hours away.
You're still like 12 hours away from Charlotte.
Yeah. That is
it's
unreal.
Funny, they rolled up Friday morning or something.
Yep.
Trying to set up the booth. He's like, oh yeah, the loading dock was empty. I'm like, yeah, because everybody's in the building already.
Yeah. I remember texting you being like, hey, are you okay? Harley's not here yet. And you were like, yeah, Dougie and Tommy are running a little late.
That is amazing. I found this new avenue. Let's just show up on Friday. It's like, a day into the show starting. Yeah, that's it.
That's the new trick of the trade right there. This is for the Harley E company. Just show up on the day of the show.
Jay, what did you read comics as a kid? Like, what was it more or less like? Harley's
me.
He has.
Yeah, I had Ninja Turtles and Wonder Woman growing up as a kid. Yeah. Gotcha. So that's where like the Usagi, obsession probably started.
Well, wait, was Usagi your first exposure to comics?
No, well, probably Ninja Turtles.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So like you've always had an appreciation for it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was just when I first started Help Harley, it was kind of like eye-opening. Like the whole industry itself was just very interesting. Like you never would have thought. When you're like that, comics are just fun. People made a business out of it. It was just kind of wild.
Yeah, Harley's my inspiration for realizing that I can do this job, because the first time I met Harley, he was at WonderCon. Jose and I drove across country, and we're setting up. We had pallets of stuff, and Harley comes over and he plops himself down and he starts looking through books. And the booth's not even set up yet. And I'm like, Jose, is this okay? He's like, oh yeah, he's fine. And then he gets up, he hawks a loogie, spits it on the floor, and walks away. And his wallet is sitting on the ground. His wallet had fallen out of his pocket. And I was like, Jose, you cool with this guy just doing all that? He's like, that's Harley. He's one of the biggest dealers in the country. I was like, oh, okay, I can handle this then. I can make this work. Harley when I picked up Harley's wallet, it was like this thick and
there's no money in it. It's all business cards. There's like random. There could be like maybe one credit card in there, but it's all like George Costanza's wallet. Like
it really is. Yeah,
it was probably like all business cards, and if you fold it too hard, it probably would pop in the street.
Oh man!
When you guys fly out of Detroit, does the United Gate like bow to him? Like, does the United Gate like do they roll out a red carpet for Harley?
It's funny that like you would see how many people just randomly say hi to Harley
at the
the
airport.
United, like, oh hey, Mr. Yeet, oh it's good to see you guys. I saw you like last week.
That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy.
Harley, Jay, do you know how many shows Harley does like a year? Like how many you guys actually end up doing? Not maybe like you personally, but just as a company.
As a company, God, it has to be north of 30.
That's insane.
Because sometimes they're double booked. So
yeah, I know. Yeah.
So like next year, WonderCon, I think, and C2E2 are the same weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Fan Expo Toronto and MegaCon. So we're gonna be splitting twice next year.
So that's crazy. So 30.
So that's 4 shows right there for next year.
Yeah, north of 30 shows a year that you guys as a company are doing. And that's why the guy's got 8 trillion airline points.
Oh, well, he's
insane.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was like a lifetime 1K now, whatever all the miles you need for that.
That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy to think about.
He flew to like Australia for like 5 days or something and came back.
That's crazy. Yeah.
I think like maybe it was for like Charlotte one year. It was it was crazy.
Yeah, that is nuts. That is absolutely nuts.
Well, Adam, should we show some of Jay's personal books?
Yeah, Jay, what do we got? We got like you sent us five really, really neat books. What I'll do is I'll just drop an overlay over us, and then we'll let it rip. Jay, anything you want to start with?
I don't know. You got something you want me to start with? I can show the first book I got from Ted.
Oh yeah, yeah. What is it?
The Comic Cavalcade with the pumpkin.
Yeah, that's a cool book.
Yeah,
Yep. That is great.
that's where the pumpkin obsession started, right? With this book.
Was that where it started? I remember you coming over, and this was at
I think I just saw on Ted's wall way back.
It was a big collection we had just picked up, and I remember you coming over, and you know, you're not a giant collector.
No.
Like you buy books now and then, but I remember sitting there talking to you, and you were just like, "Can I look at that one?" And I pulled down that one, and you're like, "This is really cool." And it kind of started the pumpkin obsession. And now
pumpkin obsession.
It's funny when I see a pumpkin cover, I think of you, and if I can, I pull it aside and make sure you got a crack at buying it.
I
always take, if you have it, I'll always take a look.
I always love it. Like I love finding the Matt Fish collecting dog covers. I always love sort of an obscure, like pumpkin covers is like a great one. It's like it's obscure enough that it's neat, and they're out there.
I feel like there's a lot of them. Like you would just never think. You're probably just digging boxes. You could probably find random pumpkin covers.
Yeah,
if you dig hard enough.
Yeah, you definitely can. I think that in the fact that you were looking for all the Chili Willy issues.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I'll
buy all the Chili Willies, even if I have them, I still get them.
Yeah, I think you should. I mean, it's not a character you see too often. Now, is it mainly 4 colors that he's in? It's mainly 4 colors.
Yeah, I think Ricky Evans had like something I never seen. It was like a coloring book, a Chili Willy coloring book.
Really?
That he had. I forget which show it was at.
Did you buy
it? I had to get it. Yeah, it was cheap. They're not. None of that stuff's like super expensive.
No. Do you have do you know what his first appearance is in comics?
I'm not even sure.
I'm not sure either. No, because that's a character, Adam, that I'm surprised you and I have not gone after, being big cartoon character fans.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. You know what? I might run a Chili Willy as a Saturday morning cartoon.
Oh, there you go.
We got so many shows the past couple weeks. I've not been able to do one. Maybe I'll do Chili Willy. That'd be
fun to do one.
I remember when I went to TC's booth and he had like the old cartoon and his
the Chili Willy cartoons.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched them? Are you a fan?
I bought it from TC.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay.
Yeah. I never seen them before, but
Chili Willy.
I think it's
in the Woody Woodpecker universe, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do we have a Chili Willy tonight to show off?
Yeah, I do.
Folks?
We got a I was
the one graded Chili Willy I had. Yeah.
With the heat bags, right?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
That's
4 color 22.
Yep, that's awesome.
Nice great copy of this book too.
Yeah. 8-0.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you couldn't see these that often. These like pretty high grade ones.
No, you definitely don't see the high grade ones all too often. I mean, I don't really see too many Chili Willies as it is.
Well, yeah, I don't either. No, too many people bring them to the shows. So
no,
it's like you have to special request them for people to bring them to the shows.
Yeah.
All these covers are amazing. I'm looking at kind of a gallery of them, and
oh yeah, they're all fun covers. Like he's not the one they see on the stove, you know.
Yeah, exactly. They're a blast. That's 4 color 740.
Yeah.
I do want to know what his first appearance is. We'll have to find out.
I'll have to Google it.
Yeah, it's not on Key Collector app, which I'm not surprised by.
All right.
Got a couple of comments. Shiny Buckets said the Daffy Duck was a great one. I think he's talking about the Saturday morning cartoon, Adam. Didn't want to fly south.
Daffy's Southern Exposure. Yep.
And then Kid Victory says, I once met a guy who only collected comic books with trains on the cover. He also he was also a model train collector.
Oh, now, that's interesting.
Yeah. Adam, you sold the Roy Rogers Christmas cover.
I was going to mention Roy Rogers comics, I want to say 61.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, it's funny, Jay. I don't know if this is it's a very, very funny book. Joe and I got it in the collection. It was a graded like 6.0, and it was just like this, Fitter Force. It was lower than that, Joe. It was
It was a 4. I wasn't gonna correct you, but yeah, it was a 4.
Oh, that adds to the story a little bit because it wasn't
Yeah.
even like it was like a 9.94. It was
No.
um
It was a Roy
and
Rogers photo cover.
Joe and I for the longest time been like, who the F would slab this thing? Like, why would you send this out to CGC? And we sold it last weekend, and the guy said that we had like $35 on it, and I think I told him like make it $20 or whatever, but I was like, with all due respect, like, why do you want this? And, and he was like, oh, my wife and I buy Christmas covers, and like for decorations, we don't put up other Christmas decorations. We actually just swap out our comic collection in like we put up holiday themed covers for whatever holiday it is. And I thought that after he said that,
That's
I was
really
like,
cool. Yeah.
That's such a cool concept. I absolutely loved it. But he laughed. He was like, yeah, I'm not sure why anyone would slab this in the first place, but it's cool that it's slabbed. So,
So
and
everything they rotate are all slabs?
I think so. Yeah, I think they rotate all their slab books. They have like little slab holders. You show me pictures, and
That's
yeah,
fun.
that was really neat. That was super cool. But
Yeah, it's
it
certainly
just
a neat way of doing it, and you know, it helped us move our Roy Rogers.
yeah, yep. What do we got next, Jay?
Well, I have another pumpkin cover. It's a Donald Duck one.
Oh, that one's cool. With Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
Yeah. I always just like the themed ones, for holidays, like either Christmas, Halloween,
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Halloween
just
covers. I guess I'm just a big fan of Halloween in general. So, you know, for you to collect pumpkin covers, I just think is neat. And you know, again, it's fun. I remember when I first was like going to a lot of shows, I always wanted to just have something that I could go look for and collect and not spend a whole ton of money on. Because like if you wanted to put a Spidey run together, you could do it going to these shows, but you're not going to make any money. Like all the money you're making working, you're spending on, you know, early Spideys or whatever.
Exactly.
But if you can do something like this where you can find, you know, $3, $4, $5 books and kind of collect those. That's what I was doing with Bob Hope for a while. I loved finding a cool Bob Hope cover that I liked.
Yeah, I'm just a cover person, it's just, if something catches my eye, even if it's maybe not like a pumpkin cover, right? Something just catches your eye. Like sometimes you just gotta get it, pull the trigger, and buy these books.
How many books do you have in your like personal collection?
Just probably like one small box. Okay. Yeah, nothing crazy. Yeah. You know what? They just take up so much space.
They do. Yeah, and you know, you now you go into the office for Harley every day, right? Like you guys have an office.
Yep.
I mean, you go into that craziness, which I have to imagine. I've seen how Harley keeps the booth.
The office is just like Harley's booth.
Yeah. Yep. That makes sense.
It's just on a bigger scale.
Yeah. Yep.
For some reason, I don't imagine the office has one big fridge. I imagine the office has like 9 mini fridges.
It's funny. It's actually like 2. There's actually just 2 fridges in there. But he bought one to take to shows. So we have like a mini fridge that goes on the truck for San Diego.
Which is honestly kind of genius. Because Jay, I crack a joke, but like I benefited from that fridge so many times. Like
I'm sure you have, yeah.
Like you know, it is incredible. And if you have space in the van anyways, it makes sense, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like it all goes in TC's truck, and so there's always abundance of space. So you might as well.
Yeah, if you got the space, you might as well take advantage of it. And you're getting electricity. You're paying for the electricity.
You're paying for you have electricity, you know.
Jay, what's your favorite show of the year?
What's that?
What's your favorite show of the year?
Oh, my favorites? It still has to be San Diego. There's just something about that. Just being in San Diego and the vibe.
It definitely it's pretty amazing. There's no other show that like takes over like the entire
city. A whole city.
Yeah. It really is it's pretty wild that, you know, everything gets transformed. The train is covered in, you know, San Diego Comic-Con stuff. There's just, you know, you can't walk more than a couple of blocks and not see something San Diego Comic-Con related.
It is interesting that it is just that electric, you know?
Yeah, and you get the random pop-up store somewhere that it's and when they take over the boatyard in the back, it's just I know it's less about comics, but it's just something about you being in California. I think
It does help that
having
the
that.
weather is beautiful there too.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Got a couple of comments coming in. Andy T. Fish said, I do the same thing in my entryway, and he does. He's got like what, 6 or 7 covers, comic
Oh,
holders that
that's
he
awesome.
changes out.
you know what it is?
I might have to steal that idea.
Yeah.
I never noticed that he does it because he never changes out the Batman 14.
Oh, that's funny. He changes out everything else.
I'm
Yeah.
always fixated on the Batman 14. Yeah.
And then he also said, I bet that's why that Casper's Ghostland sold so quick in Chicago, which I need to get him to write a blog post for us about that time we were at Wizard and he left. There was a Casper's Ghostland that was like a near mint. And it was in a half price box. It was oh man, what's the dealer's name? It's this, husband and wife. He used to help you out at San Diego.
The Kapelkas?
Kapelka's. It
Oh.
was their booth, and he found a Casper Ghostland that he didn't have. It was near mint. It was half price. It was like I think it was like $15. So it was 30, half 15. He put it down. He was like, I don't really need this. We walked back to the booth. He was like, I should really go buy that. And he walked back over, and somebody had bought it.
Man.
As he walked away, and he still to this day is disappointed that he doesn't have that. Also, Jay, Worlds of Wonder checking in, yelling at you, Jason. Is excited, Jason.
It's like the Harley yell.
Yeah, no, it's a nice yell.
Oh, it's a nice yell.
Yeah, and then Jay, getting asked, do you have any Little Lulu pumpkin covers? That's from Ruben from New York.
Yeah, I think I have one. It's not here. I have it upstairs.
Yeah.
I have the one that probably most people know about.
Yeah, that one's cool.
Yeah.
And I think that's it for questions. Andy T. Fish said not true. Batman 3 took its place, Adam. So I guess the 14 is no longer a thing.
I should open my eyes.
Tricked you there.
Yeah. What's the next book, boys?
Oh, well, since you're talking about Casper, this one.
Yeah, this is I think my favorite Casper book.
I think this one I had to get your opinion on, Joe. In San Diego, I don't remember what year was it. What year was I asked you about this book?
Oh, I don't. Was it pre-COVID or was it?
Oh,
I don't think it was that long.
Pre-COVID.
I don't know. It gets mixed in because like San Diego, we've only done a few since COVID, right? It's only been 3 since COVID.
Yeah, must have been pre-COVID.
Must have been pre-COVID, yeah. Funny story is I saw this for the first time on Harley E's wall. He had like a 9.2 copy and he wanted something like $3,000 for it. So I remember taking it down thinking, oh, this Casper is going to be, like $100. I just really like the cover.
Right. It's a great cover.
It's a great cover. Yeah. And when I took it down, I was like, he wants $3,000 for this. What is he smoking? And then come to find out it's the first Wendy the Witch, which, deserves that price at the time, and tough to find in high grade. And this is a really nice looking cop 7.5. Oh, you got this from the Bunkies, right?
I got it from Bunky. Yep.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. I remember when you came over and
I kind of like, I was on the fence, and then I think Brian came by and said like, hey, come by the booth. I know you're looking at that book, and I was like, all right. He threw out a number. I was like, all right. I might never see one again.
No, not in that kind of shape. Just a tough book to find. I just love this cover. I think it's one of my favorites in the run. Just really cool book. And again, it's neat that it's the first Wendy the Witch.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, this book is absolutely beautiful. I love these Harveys. What, Jay, is this 1954?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, that is freaking cool.
Casper getting scared by another ghost.
What, Tunnel of Fun?
Tunnel of Fun.
Tunnel of Fun.
Yeah, that is great.
Is there another book?
Oh yeah, I had one more.
All right.
When you guys were talking about like trains earlier, this was like one of the Christmas Disney.
Oh, that's cool.
Train cover, yeah.
Oh, that's neat. What kind of? So that's the old CGC label.
Oh yeah, really.
That's like the first one they did, where you can't even tell. Like
you can't read them like the serial numbers.
Yeah, that's a cool book.
Yeah, This thing is great.
So this fits in with that Christmas theme and the train.
Yep, it does. That's why I just like the holiday ones. I feel they just do a better job with the art.
Yeah, and it's it looks like a clean copy. I know they call it, what is it, a 6?
It's a 6.
Yeah,
It's
it
a
looks
little
nice.
rough on some spots, but it still presents pretty well. I feel the colors are still pretty nice.
Yeah, that's a neat book. I'm not as big of a fan of the Christmas ones, but they're still cool. I wonder if
It was never on my like. It's not. It doesn't beat like the Halloween ones.
no, but they're still cool.
But I was a big fan of Donald, so I like that he's kind of prominent on the cover.
I like my ducks wearing pants, but
All right. Hanging out with Harley sometimes, he just,
you just get used to people not wearing pants.
not people wearing pants. Kind of comes with the territory. Like once you pass the threshold of the hotel room,
Yeah,
there's just like you can follow Harley where he goes by where he leaves his clothes. There'll be like a sock, a pants, a shirt. So where Harley went first when he goes into the hotel room.
That is so damn funny.
Harley is honestly one of the nicest guys. I don't know. He's not. It's weird. Harley's always super nice. He's never nice to you, Jay, which I find it hard to believe. Because you're one of the
always
nicest
get the
on the
short end of the
planet.
stick. When you're family,
Yeah, it makes it a little
it
easier.
kind of goes with that territory.
Yeah, that's true.
We can blow up at each other.
Yep.
And then we're fine 10 minutes later.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite Harley crew stories was when you and Harley were getting into it at TorpedoCon 2 or 3 years ago, and you guys were just really, really going at it. You yelling back and forth, and I remember Vinny told you guys to calm down, and I told Vinny, "Nah, let Jay yell at him. Harley deserves this. If they're gonna throw punches, let him throw punches."
All right.
Yeah.
I remember I never heard. I didn't hear anything back. I just was screaming full-fledged at Harley.
Yep.
I didn't hear anybody in the background.
I knew something was up when you're yelling at Harley. You're used to Harley yelling at you, but for you to be like, "Oh, you know what? I'm not taking this anymore. I'm giving it to him."
When you're on the road so many times, so many days with the same person.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we didn't kill each other.
Yeah, no, it's amazing that it's been as long as it has been for you guys.
That we're both still alive and relatively sane.
Yeah, yep.
And relatively.
Don't truly hate each other.
Right. We don't hate each other,
No. But no, the Harley crew is honestly one of the best in the business. Always worth checking out their booth. What's your next show coming up?
Harley's going to Calgary.
Okay.
At April 27th weekend.
Okay.
And then our home show is in May. It's probably the next one for me, be Motor City.
Okay. How has that show been? Is it still pretty good?
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's a local show, so we like to support it. But it's not as what it used to be when everybody used to come. When you guys used to come, and Bob and Dale, the Reeses.
Yeah.
Nobody big comes anymore.
No, it's weird. It seems like every year a couple more dealers had fallen off.
No, it's
and
less a comic book show.
Just you guys kind of left.
It's more pop culture. They got all these actors. No one comes for comics.
Yeah, that makes it tough. It makes it tough for us when Adam and I were talking about it earlier. When someone's coming to spend money to get an autograph or something, they're not spending any money on vintage books.
You can just tell by the people there. They're just there for cosplay. They're there for celebrities.
Yep.
And it's
which is fine, but I think that's why things like Little Giant, Baltimore and Heroes, those kinds of shows, the old school shows, really, I think are going to really start thriving even more now. So
yeah, right. It's nice doing a 1 day show.
It is a game changer.
You're in and out,
yeah.
You don't have to worry, and no tire kickers. They just either you buy the book or you.
Yeah, you don't have enough time to tire kick. You either buy it or you don't. Yeah.
Oh, Jay, is it in Novi?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, gotcha. Oh,
you guys come visit again, even when it's just hanging out.
Yeah, we definitely got to come out and see the operation. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I know John. Since he lives in Michigan now, he'll come visit every once in a while.
Oh, that's cool.
We'll drive like a
Huh.
couple hours, and like he'll come visit us, hang out for a little bit.
Jay-
Speaking of John, he's saying that Motor City seems to have turned into a Wizard World type show.
Oh yeah, he's right.
Interesting.
Adam, do you have something?
No, I was gonna ask you if you've seen Nels lately, Jay.
He was actually in Seattle,
Oh,
so we saw him March.
oh,
He
nice.
actually he spent 3 or 4 days with us, so it was a good time with Nels.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's always a good time when Nels comes visit us.
Nels, I think, is I would dub him one of the foremost Tarzan collectors that I've ever met.
Oh yeah, I don't know if he found anything in Seattle.
He's a huge Burroughs guy.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. He's a really nice dude. I like him a lot.
Yeah, he was. It's I haven't seen Nels in it had to have been at least a year.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Were you at WonderCon, Jay? Did you go to WonderCon?
No, actually, something happened. I couldn't end up making WonderCon.
Oh, that's.
I was supposed to go, but yeah, something in the house happened. I had to stay home. But Tommy and Dougie, they were there, even though they weren't there.
They were probably there in spirit, but not
Right.
there physically at the show working.
So I think Harley had a little argument with one of the security people. It's always at WonderCon. They never let attendees come through the door right in front of us. So I think him and Jamie one year laid into this one security guard.
Really?
For not letting like attendees come in through this door.
Oh, that's
Could you imagine Jamie and Harley yelling at the same guy over the same like they're like a tag team duel. It's like Batman and Robin. Like these two guys just like teaming up against the security enemy.
It's not a good cop, bad cop thing. It's just two really angry cops.
Two angry big comic dealers like just laying into the one security. It was the funniest thing.
Yeah.
You should never think like Jamie and Harley just walk side by side like.
And I'm
sure the exact same thing. Like
I'm sure they were feeding into each other too. They were like,
there was
nobody telling them calm
one
down.
of the best WonderCons.
Yeah. Motor City has a few great local sellers there that I always check out, but yeah, not the best for high and vintage books. That's Bronze Age Barbarian. And then Worlds of Wonder apparently knows Nels. I'm going to see him in about 2 months. John, where are you going to see Nels?
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Yeah. Are those dealers not attending those cons because it's a pain in the rear to travel and set up, or are the customers not showing up? Ruben, I think it's a combination. Adam and I were talking earlier about the fact that the booth is also pretty expensive. I don't know if Motor City is quite as expensive as like New York or.
It's probably not as expensive, but it's for Michigan. It's pretty expensive.
Yeah, I mean, to do those shows, it just really eats at your bottom line if you're spending thousands of dollars on a booth. Whereas if you can do like a smaller show, it's at a much smaller scale, and you can, like I said, the Little Giant, Jason does a good job of getting some big buyers in there.
Oh no, John, not Nels from Canada. I'm talking Nels from Mexico. We're talking Nels at home, not the.
Yeah, I think Harley had a good show on Little Giant.
Nels is from Canada, right?
He's from Canada. Yep.
I was pulling John's leg, because John's always cracking jokes.
Oh, I gotcha.
We have Nels at home. Like my Nels is like a Mexican Nels, not a Canadian Nels.
Oh, I see. Oh, I gotcha. Adam's trying to be funny.
Other border, John. Oh, he goes to there's a Burroughs show there in Roseville. Oh, actually, John has mentioned that there's a Burroughs show out in.
And that would make sense. Nels would have to go to that.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, John, tell Nels that the Fish Boys and Jay from Harley say hi when you see him in a couple months. Couple months? Yeah. He's not going to remember that. I'm not going to remember that.
I can't remember something from yesterday.
No. Jay, do you have to get going? Do you have a dinner to get to?
Yeah, I probably should head out.
All right. Well, thanks so much for coming on, man. We really appreciate it. This was fun.
Hey, thanks for having me on, you guys.
We'll definitely have to come have you back on, talk about more of your
maybe I'll
books.
pull a new group of books for you.
Yeah. That
next
sounds
time.
good.
New group of books, like it would just be Harley Yee story hour.
I think, Jay, I was telling Adam, if you couldn't make it for whatever reason, I could go on for 4 hours just telling Harley stories.
You can. We've had whole dinners about Harley stories.
Oh yeah, yep. We could also, you and I could have conversations about all other dealers. Probably can't say in a public forum like this.
All right.
But if we could only write a book,
We need to start like a YouTube.
maybe we can come up
A
with fake
YouTube
names for
channel.
some of the dealers.
Could you imagine Eric compiling all this video footage and
Of-
make it like a YouTube?
Oh yeah, it would be something else.
That'd be amazing. That'd be
You might just
absolutely-
have follow Harley around.
Harley deserves his own show. That's for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. No.
Oh, man.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much.
All right. I'll
Say hi to Dougie and
slide,
Tommy
guys.
for us. And
I will.
Harley. No.
All right.
Bye,
See you
man.
guys.
See ya.
Easy, man.
Jay, one of the nicest guys truly on the planet.
I would say to his face, so I'm not even gonna crack the joke.
No, you can't crack the joke every time.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could, but
I love that guy. He's a
I've
good
told
dude.
Jay to his face plenty of times.
He is a good guy.
It's always a little disappointing when you show up to a show and you expect to see guys like Jay, like Signorelli, like Angry John, and you end up seeing Jamie
Yeah.
and those guys aren't there. And it's sad when you expect to see some of your fellow.
You're
dealers
honestly
and they're
you're
not
doing
there.
the Charlie Brown kick rock thing when you
Yeah.
get that. It's
Yep.
like no one. Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
why am I even showing up?
Yeah. No.
No.
It's like when Chase shows up instead of Alex. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, not that Chase is a bad guy.
I'm just kidding. Not that Chase is gonna
Okay.
watch this.
I love.
No.
All right, well, sometimes Reese Boys have us on. I didn't.
The entire Reese Boys crew is.
I
they're
love
all-
Chase.
I think Chase is great. David's great.
David's
Austin and Alex
great.
are my favorite. They
Austin's great. Alex is okay.
I do like that they kind of have that schedule now of like we'll see them at Heroes, but then Baltimore we'll see both of them. They'll usually bring Chase. They'll bring David one day, so it's nice
Yeah.
to still see these guys. And
No, it is fun, and it definitely a nice sense of community. I mean, you get it with collectors a lot, but we also have it with like just dealer friends, and we don't have regular coworkers, but we have dealer friends that we know from all over the country that those are kind of our coworkers.
I mean, someone was saying the other day, but it's definitely you're kind of a part of a circus where you're not always in the same town, but you're definitely in the same realm.
Harley eats plenty of peanuts for us to be in a circus. So
He does. He
I
absolutely
think
does.
circus peanuts, but still peanuts nonetheless.
Yeah, I am with you.
Uh,
All right. What do you got, Joe? Is that kind of it for?
I think that's it. I think the only other two books. I don't know if you have scans of these, Adam. I just wanted to showcase these two books, I guess, real quick.
Right on me.
Daredevil number 3. These are going to be hitting the website probably tonight, or maybe not tonight, but coming up.
Probably tonight.
Daredevil number 3. It's a CGC 50 with off-white pages. This is $250, and then we also have this one. This is one of the coolest recent books. FF52, First Black Panther. CGC 50 with the cool FF label from FF49.
Yeah.
This has off-white to white pages, and it is $550. So again, those will be hitting the website probably. I sent you the scan, so you're probably getting them up tomorrow.
Yep. Speaking of, you think Killer Kid 77 ever does anything?
Durango Kid 77, is that the Black Panther prototype?
Yeah, the prototype. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like after the hype of the Black Panther, that doesn't seem like it.
Yeah,
it did that much of that book.
That's a good point. We should have we should do an entire show of just books we find underrated, even if we don't have them. Just like pulling up our top.
Oh yeah, we can. Why don't we next Picto and Friends? We'll have like 5 books we think are underrated, and even if we don't have them, that'd be kind of fun.
That'd be mint.
We'll have maybe we'll have like a dancing peanut come in, and that'll be the opening to the. Well, because we were talking about peanuts earlier.
What's that have to do with underrated books? Just out of curiosity.
I don't know. I just want to see a dancing peanut on the show.
You just want to put an animated dancing peanut on the screen. That's all you want to do?
That's all I want. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's
Anytime you can add a dancing peanut, I feel like it elevates whatever show you're watching.
You dance like that banana on the boards where you have like the maracas.
Oh yeah. Dancing piece of food. That's all I want.
So can we just get the banana?
We can get the banana. Yeah, you want the banana?
That gift's already made. Maybe we can just drop a peanut over him. The face.
Just real quick, Bronze Age said that he just bought some nice Phantaz books from Harley in Chicago. That is a fun collection. We didn't really talk to Jay about. This wasn't about the Harley Jay though. This was about Jay as the collector. So I didn't want to like get too into the Harley stories.
Yeah, Jay is the employee of Harley Yeon at some point.
Yeah, we could definitely do that and maybe talk about some stuff. Again, talk for hours about Harley stories. And then Angry John says that was a great interview. Angry John, we got to get you on.
Yeah, I'm hoping John would be down for that. John seems like I think John would be cool with that.
And guys, anyone else that wants to come on, let us know. You know, it only takes about a half hour or so.
It can take little or as long as you want. Actually,
yeah, we can fill the air with the rest of the hour show that we're gonna do. And we're flexible. Jay couldn't come on till 7 tonight, so we started the show a little differently than we usually do. But yeah, no, if anyone else wants to hop on, let us know. Drop us a DM, send us an email, and really anything. You don't have to collect comics. It can be toys. It can be, you know, nothing weird. That's all.
Weird.
Yeah. You got to send us the picture beforehand. We gotta just prove.
We gotta do some vetting. I have no problem just shutting your camera off if you pull.
Oh yeah. If it starts getting weird, we turn it off. Nothing strange. We don't like the weirds.
That's
funny.
Are you
ever gonna have Harley on?
John said it's relatively painless. Yeah, we should have Harley on. That would be kind of fun.
It would be kind of fun. It would be interesting.
I would like to get I'd like to get a whole group of dealers on. I think that would be a blast if you did, you know, nine screens of just of dealers. That would be fun.
Yeah.
You get the Reese Boys on with Harley. You get Al Stoltz on with Jamie Graham. You get I don't know.
Al Stoltz would be another fun guy to talk to. Talk about collecting weird things. Not weird, like weird, just like obscure things.
Oddball stuff. Yeah,
oddball stuff. Yeah, yep. But his collection must be pretty amazing.
I gotta imagine. I've got to imagine.
So maybe we can get Al on one of these days. But again, seriously, anyone that wants to come on, even if you don't want to be on camera, guys, you know, we can showcase some of your books. We can talk to you. You can be on the comments. I know there are a couple guys that didn't really want to be filmed. We can certainly do that, and we can kind of just have you come on and talk to you through the comments. That would work too. But yeah, just shoot us a DM. Let us know.
Well, shortbox auctions start Thursday. It's 7 p.m.
7 p.m. Also, Whatnot.
I'm sorry, 10 p.m. They end Saturday.
Ending at 7.
Yeah.
And then Whatnot Thursday 5:15. Andy's back.
Jay show on Sunday.
Yep. And then we will be at Wicked Con this weekend, 10 to 5 at the Westin Seaport. Free admission. So if you're on the fence about going, that should get you to go. I would say.
Bingo bango.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. We appreciate it. We'll be back next week with a claim show, a Joe Robo Picto show.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thanks, guys.